Good morning everyone, it's Tom and welcome to today's video. It's episode 3 where I'll be giving you my first impressions of Riga, Latvia. It's going to be my first time there, so I'm super excited to see what's in store for us in Riga, Latvia. Us, yes, because I'm taking you with me on this trip, and if you've watched episode 1 and 2, thank you so much. I hope I was able to give you insights as to Vilnius, Lithuania, and I hope I whet your appetite so that you'll be able to come here one day soon. And if you did miss it out, check out a link is popping up on your screen right now. So check out episode 1 and 2 so you can fully understand my experience for the next 10 days where I'll be bringing you to 4 countries, namely the Baltic countries and Finland. So I hope you stay tuned for that. Latvia, wow, I don't know too much about Latvia other than it's an ex-Soviet country and that they have good tennis players. I'm a tennis fan and I know that Jelena Ostapenko is from Latvia and she won Roland Garros a couple of years ago. So I'm curious to see what else is in store for us in Latvia. I'm sure they have amazing food and amazing architecture and buildings and history too. So anyway, we're going to take a flight down there. I'm on standby once again, so let's hope and pray that I get on the flight. So let's head downstairs, take a taxi to the airport, and I'll see you there. I've just run into a bit of drama. The flight got cancelled. We were about to take off and there was a technical issue with the aircraft. It happened, so we had to go back. I had to get my bags and go back upstairs to departures and try and find any flight to Riga. Luckily, I was able to rebook my flight on the next available one, which is, I've been waiting for about 2 hours now. And they gave me a meal voucher, so thank you Air Baltic for the €6 meal voucher. More than enough to get stuff here in the airport, but I decided to stock up on sparkling water. So hopefully, let's continue our journey to Riga and we'll be there in about 40 minutes. The flight's about 40-45 minutes, so no biggie. Let's get to Riga. Okay, so we made it into Riga finally after our long morning, which kind of ate up into my afternoon now from that cancelled flight. But luckily I'm here finally. Really hot weather. It was supposed to be raining today, but I guess it's delayed until tomorrow. I feel kind of like I'm still in Lithuania for some reason. It's very similar, but I'm sure I'll see a lot of differences when I dive right into the rest of the afternoon and tomorrow. So what I'm going to do is take a quick break, take a nap for maybe an hour or two, and then I'm gonna go and explore a little bit to the old city, I guess. Now, the hotel I chose was Park Inn. It's a little bit outside of the city. Not really outside of the city, but outside of the old city. Because if you want a hotel in old city Riga, it's double the price of everything, and I didn't feel the need to be spending that much for, say, a 3-star hotel, where I can get a 4-star hotel that's a 10-15 minute walk out of the old city and have that extra exercise. And I've got the free brekkie, so I can walk that off tomorrow morning too. I'm gonna research a little bit on what itinerary we can do for this afternoon. Sunset's really late once again. Hopefully I can squeeze in as much as I can today, because tomorrow it's forecast to be raining, and then tonight I'll give you my full first impressions of Riga. So I'll see you in a bit. I've just been walking around Riga city and the weather is absolutely beautiful. There are so many parks sprawled along the outskirts of Old City, and there's actually a canal right on the edge of Old City that everyone sits at. So if you just want to grab something takeaway to eat, grab a drink, grab a hot dog or whatever, something small snack, you can literally have a picnic anywhere. There's about 4 or 5 parks just within this 1 kilometer radius, and we're gonna take a look around before we grab something to eat ourselves. So I was searching for an amazing panoramic view of the city, and what I found was it's actually on top of a mall. I'm here at the Galleria Riga, which is just on the outskirts of Old City Riga. Now, I did some research and a lot of people have been saying that even if this is only on the 8th floor, a lot of Riga isn't actually very tall, so I can still see above all of the buildings. So I'm actually amazed. It's beautiful. I couldn't get a seat outside because it's full already, so I got a seat inside. It was actually okay. I got a seat right by the window, so I've got a direct view of the panoramic views of the city, and on top of that it's 2-for-1 Aperol Spritz. So I got mine in a double only for €7. So I'm gonna enjoy my view of Riga, sip my Aperol Spritz. So in the meantime, cheers. So it's time for some Latvian food, and right behind me is Lido. Now Lido is a really popular chain here in Latvia where you can get some really nice local and locally made food. So it's kind of like a street food place, not really street food but fast food. So all of the food is already made and you just choose what you want to get and then you just pay at the counter after. Let's take a look inside. Hopefully I'll be able to find out what I'm eating, but let's take a look. So I got an absolute feast here in Lido, and it only cost me €9 for these 3 plates. Absolute steal. I'm not quite sure what this is called in Latvia, but it's basically It smells really fishy. It looks like it's got herring, cheese, potato, and beetroot in it. So that's going to be a starter. I want to taste that one. Super interesting. And I also got just salmon with some vegetables. So that's apparently really popular here. And I also got these really interesting fries. Now if you look at that, they're called string fries. They just basically pile this on. And it comes with a sausage with spicy tomato sauce. So can't wait to try all these combinations. It's a lot of food, I know, but it's only €9. But of course I can't finish it, but hey, we're going to try something new here in Riga. Not too sure about that one. I don't think I can eat it. Sorry. I have one more bite just to see, but it's really refreshing. But I just can't get the taste of the herring out. I'm not quite a fan of herring, but everything else that's part of this is really good. I just wish there was a version without the herring in it. You can see the grey part there is the herring. I'm not really a fan of this, so I'm going to move on to the salmon. Salmon and melted cheese are a match made in heaven. Absolutely beautiful. The salmon is cooked perfectly. It's not overcooked. Yum, I love that one. So let's go into with the spicy ketchup and the fries. So I'm curious to see what's inside the sausage actually. The sausage is filled with herbs, so that flavor just comes through. And the spicy tomato sauce, for me, it's not really spicy. It's kind of just like a tomato soup that's been put on top of my sausage. So I'm used to a lot of spicy. My mum loves cooking spicy food, but this one's not too spicy for me, but I still love it anyway. But these stringy fries, let's see. Stringy potato. It's like when you buy a bag of chips and all of those little end bits are on the bottom that's super crunchy. That is the string potato fries here. Love this one. It matches my sausage perfectly. Love the salmon, but the herring starter, not for me. Might be for you. Try it when you're here because it's something very local. But anyway, let me finish my meal. Can I just say that it's still bright outside and it's 9:30 p.m. It's really, I'm still not getting over this. I've experienced it so many times before, but each time I'm in Europe in the summertime, I still can't get over it. Sunset here in Riga tonight is 10:17 p.m. That's pretty crazy, no wonder why I don't feel sleepy. But anyway, first impressions of Riga. I've been here for a whopping 6 hours. Yeah, 5 or 6 hours. My first initial personal opinion, impressions of Riga in Latvia, well, it's inexpensive, pretty much like Lithuania, and I'm sorry if I'm comparing Latvia or Riga to Lithuania because I was just there this morning and it's the closest country to compare it to because it's also a Baltic country. But yeah, it's really inexpensive. I found the dinner tonight only cost me €9 for all that food and I could only finish half of everything and I'm so full. But yeah, very inexpensive, so don't worry about Riga breaking your budget because it won't. Also, it's quite clean. When I was walking around today, I didn't see a speck of rubbish anywhere. So it's very well maintained and there's a lot of greenery, parks. People love enjoying the outdoors and experiencing nature and the sun, and I really love that about Latvians. Also, the architecture, I showed you a couple of buildings today and they look really nice. I love any old city in Europe, in any European country, and Riga is just at par with any other European city. So I love how you can just dive in and immerse yourself in these super historical buildings, and tomorrow we're going to get into that even more. Lastly, let's talk a bit about the people. Coming from Lithuania, where everyone was super nice and hospitable, I felt like today just wasn't my day maybe, because I know that Latvians are nice from what a few of my friends have told me. And today, I don't know, maybe it was me, but I just felt like when I was asking questions or stuff like that, I just got a very aggressive response from a lot of the locals here. So I'm not sure if they're into tourists. I'm not sure, maybe they don't really like tourists, but we'll see tomorrow. Classic example, when I got to the airport, I took the taxi to my hotel, and when I showed him on my phone where my hotel was, he rolled his eyes like he didn't want to take me. So I'm not quite sure what that meant because it was only a 15-minute taxi. So anyway, with that being said, the taxi is a flat rate of 15 euro from the airport to anywhere in the city center in Riga, so FYI. Another example, when I was in Lido in the restaurant, I just wanted to ask a few questions about local food there, and I was given a lot of blank stares and no one really wanted to help me there, so it took me quite a long time to choose what I wanted to eat because I didn't know what I wanted to eat and I wanted something truly Latvian, and no one really wanted to help me there, so it's a shame because I really wanted to highlight a lot of Latvian foods for you and this vlog. But tomorrow I'm gonna try my best to find a better restaurant. But still, Lido's a nice restaurant, don't get me wrong, but it would have just been nice if I got a little bit of extra help there. Third example, here in the hotel, just checking in, they didn't really feel like they wanted to help me. I asked a few questions about tours or places to go and they just said, no, we don't know. And I was just thinking, well, I don't need to work in a hotel to tell someone what they can do in my home city in Brisbane, Australia. And here they're working in a hotel. This is the Park Inn. I would have expected a bit more from that. And I asked them if they can help me with tours and stuff, like a hop-on, hop-off bus or something like that. And they said that they can't help me. After coming back from dinner, I saw that there were maps of hop-on, hop-off buses on their desk. So I'm not quite sure what that meant. Anyway, I'm not gonna let my interaction with 3 different people ruin my impression of Latvian people, because that's really silly to put everyone in that kind of box. But that was just my impression for today, and I'm sure it's only going to get better tomorrow, so we'll see about that tomorrow for my final thoughts about Riga tomorrow night. But nonetheless, I'm enjoying Riga. I'm just really worried because it's starting to get really windy and it's supposed to rain tomorrow, and I've got so much planned for our day in Riga tomorrow. Tomorrow is supposed to be a full day of sightseeing for me, but I'm going to have to cram everything in the morning because the thunderstorm's supposed to rock in after lunch sometime, so I hope that that doesn't ruin my plans for this vlog tomorrow. Weather's very unpredictable, you never know what can happen, but still, let's pray that it's going to get better for tomorrow. I can only imagine my experience is going to get better. Riga is supposed to be the biggest city out of all the Baltic countries, so I had really high expectations for Riga and I hope to meet them tomorrow. If you do have any tips for those coming to Riga, comment section below. Let's tell the community what places to do, where you can go, what we can eat, etc., so everyone can learn from this vlog too. And also, if you haven't checked out my other 2 episodes, make sure you check out my first 2 episodes in this series, which are both in Vilnius, Lithuania. Super fun there. And if you haven't checked out my channel yet, head over, click subscribe if you love these types of, travel vlogs. I've got a lot of other cities and I've got so much more planned for the rest of the year, so I hope you do stay tuned and come along and discover the world with me. And I'd love it if you could do that because it makes me feel like I'm not traveling alone, because I do travel alone most of the time on my travels to other countries. So I need to get some rest now. It's way past my bedtime. I've had a long day, as you saw, so I'll see you first thing in the morning, bright and early. See you then.